In 1973, Mexican anthropologist Santiago Genovez selected 4 men and 6 women to join him on a custom-built raft to float across the Atlantic. He called the 40 by 20 foot raft the Acali, but the press called it the sex raft and the love raft. It was ostensibly set to be an experiment about what causes violence between people and how to prevent it, but it didn't really work out the way he wanted it to. He had this idea that he got from studies on sexuality and conflict in monkeys. And that was that, quote, most conflicts are about sexual access to ovulating females. So he was hoping there would be a lot of sex on the raft and specifically selected applicants that he found attractive. And he also brought along a priest so they would feel guilty about it. Hoping to create a microcosm of the world, they were a diverse bunch of strangers with different races, nationalities, and religions. Almost every aspect of the expedition was crafted in a way that he thought would bring about violence. The women were put in charge of the important shit and men were given the menial tasks to do because he thought that the men would get frustrated taking orders from women and would try to upset the power balance. No one besides kind of himself and Swedish captain Maria Bjornstam had any sailing experience. There was really no privacy on the raft, they weren't allowed to read, and they had to shit off the side in full view of others. The acolytes, as I'm calling them, had daily confidential questionnaires. They had questions like, who annoys you most on the raft? With whom would you like to most have sex? And if you could get rid of one person, who would it be? Despite all the conniving, the crew actually got along pretty well, and it frustrated the hell out of Genovez. So a couple weeks in, he started reading the questionnaires aloud to the group. With shit like, he wants to get with you, but she thinks that you're the most annoying person on the raft. But really, all of them just started hating him. The real conflict happened when there was reports of an impending hurricane in the Caribbean. Captain Bjornstam insisted that they needed to change course and wait it out in port. Genovez wasn't having it at all. He thought a hurricane would be good violence fodder, and wanted to see how they would react when their lives were in danger, and so he declared himself captain. Fortunately, they passed through the tail end of the storm without much incident. But it came out in a recent documentary that some of the crew were considering killing their new captain and throwing him overboard. A few days later, they found themselves in a shipping lane and there was a huge cargo ship heading right at them. Santiago freaked out and ran around the deck like a chicken with his head cut off. But Maria kept it cool and calmly told the crew what to do, and they lit flares and successfully alerted the ship, which was able to divert its course and not crush them. After that, they held the boat with no confidence and reinstated their old captain. And then they got word over the radio that Santiago's university had disavowed him and the experiment. All in all, the voyage lasted 101 days. The only violence was when they bludgeoned a shark on the deck, and there wasn't even that much sex on the raft.